Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Medeva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Asmadgurubhyo Namaha श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ओम श्री मेधा दक्षिणामूर्ति स्वामिने नमः ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति 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 हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्धदामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्कपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। Namaste once again, everyone, and a very happy
Pranam
wish of you.
Namaste.
Give me some trouble.
Pranam Guruji.
Pranam, pranam. I said happy wish you to all of you. I hope you all had a enjoyable time today. Okay. So we completed the 10th shloka in the last class, right? And now we will move to the 11th shloka. Devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayantaha shreya paramavapsyata. So the Anvaya is Anena, you can put it in the bracket UM, Devan Bhavayata. A Bhavayata means it's a plural word. So that is why we have to use UM. Understanding for that purpose. Even though it is not, because Bhavayata itself means plural only rather. But for our understanding, we can add UM. Te devaha vaha bhavayantu. Evam parasparam bhavayantaha param shreyaha avapsyata. This is what Krishna is advising Arjuna, and through Arjuna to all of us. Anena. You should remember the talk that Krishna is giving is about yajnas. Basically, what we are talking about is any karma done with the karma yoga bhava becomes a yajna, an offering to the God. So anena, with this yajna, you all, deva, the deities, bhavayata, may you propitiate or may you nourish. Te, those, devaha, deities, vaha, you, bhavayantu, propitiate, nourish. You can then add evam, in this manner, parasparam, one another, mutual, bhavayantaha, propitiating or nourishing, param shreyaha, highest good, which is what? Moksha, avapsyata, you shall gain. So may you all propitiate or nourish the deities with this yajna. May those deities propitiate and nourish you in return. In this manner, propitiating and nourishing one another, you shall gain the highest good, which is moksha. That is the meaning of this sloka. Now we'll see the details. So Krishna continues the same concept, karma yoga as yajna. And here he talks about the benefits that will accrue by following karma yoga yajna or karma yoga as yajna. When it is said that we must perform all our actions as an offering to the Lord or Ishvara, what is meant is that the offering should be done to the countless cosmic powers which are represented by what? The Devatas. This we must keep very clear in our mind. Whenever we talk of Bhagavan, Ishvara, Lord and all that.
Problem.
Sorry, not hearing?
It is intermittent, Guruji.
Voice is intermittent?
Yes, Guruji.
What
it's coming through.
No,
it's coming through fine.
It is clear.
It's very clear.
No, it is quite clear.
Clear? Okay. So maybe local problem. Okay. So we must remember that whenever we refer to Devatas, we refer to God, we will refer to Ishvara and all that, what we have got in mind is the powers which are there in the cosmos. We are not referring to any one individual sitting somewhere and controlling everything. But of course, the Shastras talk in such a language at times because that is what the human beings can understand. That is our orientation. But when you come to Vedanta, this should be very clear. So when we are propitiating the gods of the creation, you are propitiating the Devatas, who are nothing but the Adhisthana Devatas of each individual power in the universe. And there are countless powers. So these, according to the Shastra, these Devatas are presiding deities over natural forces. Therefore, when I am propitiating the Devatas, what does it mean? I am leading a life of harmony with nature. As I said, there are countless Devatas. As per Shastra, the number is some 33 crores or some number is talked about. Each one represents one power. And there are powers in the universe which we can observe. But the universe that we can see and experience and observe, even with telescope or whatever instruments that is available at our disposal, we can see only a part of the whole existence. What we see is only a part. Purusha Suktam says, Kripa Dhurdva Udait Purusha Pado Syeha Bhavat Punaha. Tripad Urdhva Udait Purusha. Three parts of the Purusha is high above in transcendental realm. Only one part becomes the creation again and again. So whenever we are talking about manifestation, becoming unmanifest, becoming manifest and all that, we are referring only to the one part, 1/4 of the whole cosmos, which we experience, of which we are a part. So you can imagine in this universe itself, as we call it, there are so many powers. Then if you take the entire cosmos, which we have not fathomed at all, we don't even know how big it is or how extended it is. You can imagine the powers, which will be each individual power which are there in the universe. Therefore, when we talk of the cosmos, we talk of the Purusha. And when we talk of the universe or creation, we are talking about only a fourth part of that cosmos. And the entire cosmos is made functional by innumerable powers. And within our realm, whenever we talk of Devata, we talk of powers like Indra, the Lord of rain and thunder, Varuna, the Lord of oceans, etc. Agni, the Lord of fire. So many Devatas we talk about. Yama, Prajapati is Brahmaji. All these are all nothing but natural forces, and the name given to them is the name of the presiding deity of each of these powers. Therefore, Devan Bhavayata means may you propitiate the nature and the forces and lead an harmonious life. That means what? The minimum you can do is do not violate the nature. Do not interfere with the nature's functions. And when I propitiate the gods, what do I get in return? Te devaha vaha bhavayantu. The gods give us plenty, isn't it? Our whole existence is depending upon what we get from the nature. What these devatas or cosmic powers give, be it space, be it oxygen, be it fire, be it water, be it food, minerals, fuel, anything that we consume, everything comes from the cosmic powers only. We can go on listing the things that we get from the devatas, and still the list will not be exhaustive. Therefore, we need to acknowledge this contribution of the powers with reverence and gratitude. What does it mean? We should not have an inimical relationship with the nature, with the creation. We have to learn to live in harmony with nature. And this is another uniqueness of our scriptures. Because science approaches nature as something to be conquered. We will unravel the secrets of nature and conquer the nature. That is the approach of the science. They always use this expression, conquering the nature, conquering Mount Everest. For them, if you climb the Mount Everest, that means you are conquering the Mount Everest. It's okay, because the word conquering itself indicates that they recognize the natural forces or natural phenomenon as formidable, as very strong, powerful. Therefore, when I try to overcome that, or I believe I have overcome that, I am conquering. But that's not the right approach we should take towards nature. We need not conquer the nature. Nature is not our enemy. Nature wants to live in harmony. That is why it gives us all these things. It wants to promote our life. It wants us to lead a good, healthy, prosperous life. Universe has not come to give us problems. Therefore, I and the world should live in harmony. And there should be progress at both the levels. I should also progress, and the nature also should progress. Progress in the sense that if we don't interfere, nature will be there in abundance. And therefore, Krishna says, propitiate gods which are in the form of nature. And what will they do in return? As I said, te deva bhavayanti vaha. They will please you. by giving you plenty of rains. Seasons will come properly. Rains will come properly. Seasons will come, food will grow properly. You will get natural protection from viruses. Today, if we are talking about all this pandemic, endemic, and whatever demic is there, COVID and all, why? Because of our interference with nature, our own immune systems have become weak and weak. And this you can see, if you live in harmony with nature, automatically you will develop all those habits, all those practices you will do, which will help you to improve your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, everything. But what's happening in the name of scientific progress, research, this, that, and all, many of us are violating the sacred bond between us and nature. And all because Bhagavan, I don't know what he thought, he trust in human beings, he gave them the free will. More than using the free will for everybody's benefit, we have now reached a stage where we are using the free will for destroying the nature. There is mindless felling of trees leading to deforestation. We are releasing so many harmful gases in the atmosphere from all the gadgets and all electronic things, fridge, AC and all that we use, which is leading to global warming. And this is not something that we are making up. Everybody acknowledges that. There is universal acknowledgement for all these facts. And what happens? All these lead to an ecological imbalance affecting the water cycle. Water cycle is what? From the oceans, water evaporates, becomes clouds, rains, goes to and through rivers, goes back into the ocean. That is the cycle. And that is being interrupted. We are getting late monsoons, unseasonal rains. All this is not good for life as such on the earth. Rather. Forget human beings. And that's what we are witnessing now. Humid, hot weather, either excess rain or no rain. We used to have a cycle of seasons which used to be highly predictable. That monsoon, southwest monsoon, northeast monsoon, and all that, so far as our India is concerned. But even the so-called experts, weather experts, they are not able to predict it accurately now. And this is all leading to rapid loss of human natural immunity in humans. That's what is happening. And that's why, in order to help us to develop awareness and reverence to the natural forces, what the Shastra is doing, it is putting it in a different language. In fact, Bhagavatam very beautifully, compares. Every tree is like the body of the Lord. So Bhagavatam is saying, visualize every tree as the body of the Lord. Every river compared to the blood vessels of the Lord. So when you are polluting the rivers, when you are stopping the river's water flow, what you are doing, it is just like blocking the arteries and veins of the God. God means what? Natural forces. If it happens to us, we will go for bypass surgery. When polluting, you are polluting the blood vessel of the Lord, the blood of the Lord. So all these things, there are Shastra actually in a positive manner helps us to visualize the entire nature as Bhagavan. And because from childhood, we always have a lot of respect and reverence for whatever, even though we understand or we don't understand, but we are told, you must respect, do namaskaram to Bhagavan, to Ishvara. So because of that, when you actually look at the nature as Ishvara, then what happens? Automatically the respect will come. And you will start living in harmony with nature. And that is one more fundamental aspect of Karma Yoga. Living in harmony with nature. Therefore, he says, Anena Karma Yogena. Anena means we have to replace it Karma Yogena. Devan Bhavayata. May you propitiate the Devas with the attitude of Karma Yoga. And we find such sentiments throughout the scriptural literature. And also in the works of great poets like Kalidasa and all. There are Kalidasa's works, how each tree is contributing, how each river is contributing. Very beautiful verses are there. Therefore, we need to constantly remind ourselves and take a daily vow that I will lead a life which will be in harmony with nature. I will practice ahimsa with reference to all living beings, whether it is mosquito, whether it is a rat, or whether it is what is that called?
Cockroach.
Lizard. Where these are all the things we find at home. Cockroach. I will practice ahimsa. That does not mean that we must not protect ourselves from the I would say the polluting nature of these things. We must protect ourselves. But that our protecting ourselves does not necessarily mean that when you see a cockroach, you take a chappal or a broomstick and hit the cockroach and make sure that it dies. That is not the correct approach. There are people, I remember in my childhood, of course, that time we all don't realize, if you find a rat in the house, you will capture the rat in one, what that called, they used to have a device.
Trap.
Trap, yeah. And then they will once the rat is caught, that trap will be dipped in a bucket of water till the rat dies by drowning. I mean, when you think of it now, it's really, it's shocking that how can human beings have such disrespect for other living beings? I was reading a joke other day, and there was a conference on animal protection, big conference, and they served all sorts of non-vegetarian food in that lunch. So on the one hand, we talk of protecting animals and birds and things like that and all, protecting nature, very nice. What we do is exactly opposite, kill them and eat them. Anyhow, if I get into that, we'll go somewhere else. So let me come back to the topic. So I should take it as my duty to protect all non-living beings also, like a mountain, river, because they are also very much part and parcel of the nature. There are powers. That's why we revere a river as Ganga, as Yamuna, Narmada. All these things, what? A reverence is there towards them. So therefore, I offer my prostrations to all the cosmic powers, and in turn, the cosmic powers give me what all I need. It's a mutual, healthy and harmonical relationship. Therefore, he says, Parasparam Bhavayantaha. mutually propitiating, you propitiate the nature and the nature propitiates you, or putting in religious language, you propitiate the devatas and the devatas will propitiate you, nourish you, bless you with abundant resources and prosperity. And by this, param shreya avapsyata. May you accomplish all welfare, all well-being. Param shreya includes chaturvida purusharthas also. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. You can accomplish economic prosperity, dharma, artha, and kama. Even for that, karma yoga is required. And of course, karma yoga will lead to chitta shuddhi, which will pave the way for moksha, the parama purushartha. And thus, karma yoga, he says, by karma yoga, may you attain all the four purusharthas. So another aspect of karma yoga is now coming up in this, right? What is that? Bhakti, reverence, devotion, worship. Therefore, convert your life into worship of Ishvara, worship of all the cosmic forces. That's the message of this sloka. And now Krishna continues. Ishtan bhogan hivo deva dasyante yajna bhavita taidattana pradayebhyah yo bhunkte stena eva saha. The Anvaya is Deva hai, Yajna bhavita hai, Ishtan bhogan vah dasyante. Yah taihi dattan ebhyah apradaya bhunkte sahastena evahi. I will first give you the word meaning and then go to the detailed explanation of this. Okay. Deva, the gods, devatas, yajna bhavita hai, propitiated by yajna, ishtan bhogan, desirable object for objects of enjoyment, vaha, to you, dasyante, will give. Yaha, the one who, taihi dattan, given by them, ebhyah, to them, apradaya, without offering, bhunkte, enjoys, saha, that person, stenaha eva, thief only, he indeed. The gods propitiated by yajna will give you your desirable objects. Therefore, the one who enjoys the objects given by them without offering to them in return is a thief indeed. Krishna is now coming up, criticizing the people who don't have this attitude. So all actions done as an yajna, or in other words, action done with a karma yoga attitude, blesses one with abundance of artha, kama, dharma, and also makes one fit for moksha. In case you say, I am not interested in dharma, artha, kama, which very few people will say, but still, if you say, I am not interested in dharma, artha, kama, it will pave way for moksha. Because that you must really very, very carefully understand. When our attitude is doing karma for the benefit of dharmartha kama, chitta shuddhi does not take place. Because there is no karma yoga involved, the attitude is not involved. There is no attitude of offering. Dharmartha kama means, hey God, please give me, give me, give me. It is only when you have the attitude of karma yoga, then chitta shuddhi takes place. That's why a lot of people have this problem. I have been chanting Vishnu Sahasranama for 25 years. I have been doing this for so many years. I do chant Rudram Chamakam every day. Question is, what you are is not what you are doing, for what purpose you are doing. If you are doing all this for your own prosperity, your children's prosperity, even your families, near and dear one's prosperity, you are doing is all this to accumulate wealth so that 7 generations can live without any problem. It is not karma yoga. It is karma. It may be vihita karma. Like a putra kameshti yagam you do. You don't have children, you do putra like Dasharatha did. For what? That's not karma yoga, it's karma. But that karma is prescribed by the Vedas, no doubt. That same karma, when you do it with a karma yoga attitude, it leads to chitta shuddhi. Thus we must very carefully understand. Therefore, it is not how long you have been doing some japa or some puja or some meditation and all. For what purpose, with what intent you have been doing it. If you do it for chitta shuddhi, then there should not be any other purpose for which you should be doing this karma. Then that will lead to chitta shuddhi. So, karma yoga is a 2-in-1 instrument which will give you material benefit automatically. You are not praying for it, but automatically the material benefit will come, and also spiritual benefit based on your choice. And Krishna does not criticize those people who don't want to pursue moksha. You have a choice to pursue only dharmartha kama, nothing wrong with that. But one condition is there, which Bhagavan puts: fulfill your dharmartha kama purushartha through karma yoga method, not through any other adharmic means. Means even when you are doing the karma for your own benefit, that karma you do it with an attitude as of offering to Bhagavan. And whatever you get in return, you accept it with prasada buddhi. When you do that, that karma automatically becomes karma yoga. Of course, the phalam that you will get for that karma, well, there are 2 things here. One is you do a karma for your own benefit, but with the karma yoga attitude, which is Ishwara Arpana Bhava and Ishwara Prasada Bhava, that will give you the material benefits as per your own karma phalam. The other alternative is you do the same karma with clear understanding that I am doing this karma as an offering to the God, and whatever results it gets, I am not at all interested in the results. All I am doing, this is for my chitta shuddhi. I want all the impurities in my mind to be released, to be removed. And in the process, if I get something, I will accept it as prasada. Then that is a different thing. So karma yoga is a 2-pronged instrument rather. You can use it both the ways. One is you use karma purely without any karma yoga attitude, only for personal benefit. So second option is you use karmas for your benefit, but with the attitude of Ishwararpana Buddhi and Prasada Buddhi. Third is you do the karmas with the attitude of Karma Yoga, again Ishwararpana Buddhi and Prasada Buddhi, with the additional additional feature. I am not doing this for any personal material benefit. I am doing it for Chitta Shuddhi. So you can choose, if you are using dharmartha kama, you can choose that karma yoga, that type of karma yoga, which is for personal benefit, but with the karma yoga attitude. But if your aim is moksha, your aim is to go into jnana yoga after karma yoga, then you must keep away all these personal material benefits, remove it from your list of your wish list, and put only one wish: chitta shuddhi. Chitta shuddhyartham aham karma karomi or karishyami. That should be your approach. In any event, for whatever is no adharmic means should be resorted to. That is the message. So through legitimate methods, through legal methods, through ethical methods, fulfill your goals. Never take to shortcut methods for becoming quickly rich, amassing wealth, etc. Therefore, he says, Ishtan Bhogan Vahadasyante. The various deities of creation like Indra, Varuna, Agni, etc., they will give you everything that you want. Those of you who do puja and all that, you will remember, the priest will, while sankalpa, he will ask us to ask for dhanyam, dhanam, pashum, bahuputra, labham, shatasammatsaram, dhirghamayoho. All these things we ask doing all pujas. For whom? For ourselves only. Dhanyam, dhanam, pashum, bahuputra, labham, shatasammatsaram, dhirghamayoho. All these things we ask. So Bhagavan here says, if you are doing this karma with the attitude of karma yoga, all these deities will bless you with all these gifts, provided you worship yajna bhavita hai, as a yajna, as a karma yoga attitude. And when these deities of worship through karma yoga, they will bless you. Therefore, when I follow karma yoga, I do not exploit the nature. A karma yogi will never exploit the nature to feed his greed. And when a karma yogi does not exploit the nature, then the natural rhythm, the natural harmony is maintained. The natural cycle of seasons, monsoons, crops, etc. are not disturbed. In fact, after every puja ends, there is a special common prayer all of us offer. What is that? I have completed this puja. O Bhagavan, O cosmic powers, Kale Varshatu Parjanya, Prithvi Sasyashalini, Deshoyam Shobharahita, Brahmana Santu Nirbhaya. This is a very standard prayer we offer. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, sarve santu niramaya. See, our prayers, even though we might have done a puja for some personal benefit, eventually in our culture, we want everybody to prosper. Because when the society prospers, we will automatically prosper. Kale varshatu parjanya, let the rains come at the appropriate time, and that too the right amount of rain. Now, our whole life is dependent on rains alone. If there are excess rains, ativrishti, there will be floods and crops will get destroyed. On the other hand, if there are no rains, anavrishti, famine will definitely come. If we do not have proper seasons, the entire economy will be in doldrums. That's why come April, May and all that, the weather officers start predicting whether this year the monsoon will be normal, above normal, below normal, etc. It's very, very crucial to monitor the monsoon because the whole economy, next full year's performance of the economy is depending upon the monsoon. Therefore, we say, Kale Varshatu Parjanya. For what purpose? Prithvi Sasya Shalini, let the earth have plenty of greenery. Deshoyam Shobharahita, let the country be peaceful without any strife, without any famine. Shobha means indignation, commotion, etc. Rahitaha means without. So let there be greenery all around, let there be prosperity, let there be peace, and let all things lead a harmonious life. And most importantly, Brahmana Santu Nirbhaya hai. May the Brahmana, here Brahmana does not mean the Jati Brahmana. Here Brahmana means cultured, educated followers of the Veda. They are the real Brahmanas. They are able to boldly follow the dharmic way of life without fear or favor. So a society is a healthy society when dharmic people are able to follow dharma fearlessly. And therefore Krishna says, Devahe ishtan bhogan dasyante, follow karma yoga, the devatas will bless you with all the purusharthas. But some people will have problem with this. They will claim that what does devatas have got to do with all that I have achieved? They will claim that all that they have in life and get in life is because of their own efforts. And God, devata, natural forces and all have no role to play. If he is a farmer, he will claim that I till the land, I sow the seed, I water the field, I add fertilizer, I use pesticides. Because of all these things, only the crops come. What has God done with this? He will also say, the earth has got the capacity to sprout the seed and then grow into plants and produce food grains. So that is earth's capability. Where is the question of God? And in fact, he will not even he may even accept, okay, I accept that natural forces, the laws of nature themselves are able to give me the result of my efforts. Where does God come into all these things? Because his concept of God is some entity sitting somewhere in Vaikuntha, Kailasha, Jannat or heaven. That is his concept of God. Got names for the locations also. Every religion has got its own names for the locations where God is supposed to be sitting and doing justice. So he'll ask, why should I accept God as karma phala data? So for that, our answer is very simple. We say, my dear, what you call laws of nature, we call it God. That's all. When you say the laws of nature give you the result of your efforts, we say that according to us, it is the God who is giving you the result. And therefore, we say God is karma phala data. For us, God or Ishvara is not an entity sitting in some heaven or available in temples, etc. The definition of God for us is the cosmic powers which sustain the law and order in the functioning of the entire universe. We call that Ishvara's order. Therefore, in our view, accepting that it is the laws of nature that gives you the result of your efforts, you are indirectly acknowledging God as karma phala data, even though your bloated ego prevents you from accepting it openly. This is our answer. And let's look at some examples. A scientist or an engineer has discovered internet, mobile phone, or a computer. And of course, because of that, we have got a lot of facilities. Our life has become very easy. Even we are able to conduct our classes. This very class is because of all these discoveries, isn't it? No doubt, certainly shows the greatness of human intellect. But remember, these inventions and discoveries have been possible only because the possibility already exists in the creation, like electricity, sound waves, light waves, etc. Each of them form part of cosmic forces which are part of what we call nature. that the light travels at a particular speed or different sounds have got different wavelengths has not been invented by any scientist. Therefore, if things like radio, television, etc. can be cited as ingenuity of human intellect, all these have been possible because that possibility exists in the creation. These possibilities alone we call natural laws. Because what all possibilities they are there in the nature, we have no idea. As and when we go on discovering the application of what is observable, those possibilities start emerging, and we have internet, we have got this, emails and mobile phones, etc. That's what we call natural laws. No human being can produce even one natural law. So if I have not produced the natural laws, somebody else must have produced these natural laws because they exist. And the producer of these natural laws we call is God or Devata. That's as simple as that. Therefore, every time I enjoy something, I have only tapped the natural laws, and I am grateful to the Devatas for putting that law in the creation. And the greatest beauty is no animal can invent those natural laws or discover those natural laws or even use those natural laws. Ishvara has blessed only the human beings with a wonderful intellect, and Ishvara has blessed the world with infinite natural laws, countless natural laws. Even my intellect, my free will, etc. are all Ishvara's gift only. All the laws because of which the whole universe function, I function, are all Ishvara's gift only. My glory is limited only to understanding the laws and putting them to use for my benefit. And also, of course, we can say for the benefit of the mankind, wherever applicable, including benefit of, let us say, all living beings and non-living beings. Because I have the unique position, I have got the intellect, I have got a free will, I can do that. I can do all these things using my intellect gifted by Ishvara. Even the formation of my body is because of the laws of nature. Scientists have produced test tube babies because that possibility exists in nature. How they have done? They have seen how babies are naturally made, and they have replicated that process in a laboratory environment. So that possibility existed, so they have made test tube babies. It's not some great thing scientists have invented test tube babies, nothing like that. That possibility is there in nature, so they have done it. Therefore, Krishna says, every time you tap a law, remember the Lord who has placed that law in the world. And therefore, whenever you enjoy anything, remember the Lord who has made that enjoyment possible. Close your eyes for 2 minutes and remember that Devata. Whichever Devata it may be, you may not even know the name of the Devata. But remember that Devata, which is a part of the natural law, because of you, whom alone the whole natural order is there, because of which law alone I am enjoying this benefit. Even our physical health, as I said, is only because of a series of biochemical laws. Tattvabodha students will remember in Vedanta, as such, we study about 19 such powers which are there within our body. Because from the Vedanta point of view, only those are important. It is not that there are no other powers within our body. The 19 are Pancha Pranas, Pancha Karmendriyas, Pancha Jnanendriyas, then Manas, Chittam, Buddhi, Ahankara, 19. Each one of them is a power. And each one of them as a Adhisthana Devata. We have seen all these details in Tattvabodha. This is just an example. There are so many powers which keep us healthy and fit. And not only that, every disease is possible only because of biochemical laws. There is a temperature in the body. If there is a temperature goes above a certain level, we may feel uncomfortable. But if I remember the Lord, that is also grace of the Lord. Because what? Why does the temperature go up? Because certain toxins might have entered my body and which have got a potential to create problem or some disease in my body. And the natural system wants to destroy those toxins by raising the temperature, and that higher temperature, those bacteria or virus cannot survive. Protecting myself, that's my immunity system. If there is a block in the throat, we cannot put one brush and then brush and clean it, right? So what we should have, the ingenious method of clearing the throat. Therefore, Bhagavan has made a wonderful method of cough. When you are coughing, never curse the Lord, always glorify the Lord. So all that we need to understand is the laws, how they work, tap the laws, express our gratitude toward the Lord. And if we forget this fact, if we fail to do so, Lord Krishna says, you are thief number 1. Second line you say, Tair Dattan. By the Devas, varieties of blessings are given. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, food, clothing, shelter. What are all these? Tair Dattan. They are all given by the Devas. Given by the God. By making the laws and maintaining the cosmic order and making them available for our use. Ebhyaha apradaya bhukte, the one who enjoys all these things without offering anything in return, without a sense of gratitude, without even remembering that it is because of God's grace that I am enjoying all these benefits, such a person is an ungrateful person. The ingratitude of that person is unpardonable. In fact, the Shastra says that for all papams, there is a prayaschittam. But there is one papam for which there is no prayaschittam, and that is the papam of ingratitude. Kritagne nasti nishkritihi nishkritihi. Kritagne nasti nishkritihi. It's a bigger sloka, in that it comes. I just quoted only that one portion. Kritagna means an ungrateful person. Nishkritihi nasti, there is no prayaschittam. And that's why even in the Western culture, that's a beauty of the Western culture. They say thanks whenever they receive anything from others. And suppose they just borrowed it also, when they return it after use, they will write or they will say returned with thanks. Therefore, expressing gratitude to others from whom we receive anything, howsoever insignificant that may be, is a sign of a cultured and mature person. And a karma yogi should be such a person. So this is another important aspect of karma yoga. But suppose without informing the other person, you make use of his possessions and you don't express gratitude also. What it is called? It is called theft, in simple word. In theft, you don't inform the other person or make use of his possessions or make away with his possessions. You don't even leave a thank you note when you have burgled somebody's house. A thief does not say thank you, isn't it? He or she just takes what belongs to another and runs away. Therefore, a person who does not remember the Devatas is no different from a common thief. One who takes money from someone and does not return is also a cheat. Therefore, Tair Dattan Yebhyaha Apradhaya. Ebhyaha means devebhyaha, mistake. Apradaya means without reciprocation. If you enjoy the worldly benefits only without giving anything in return, then you are number one thief. What kind of reciprocation you can do? Deities do not need anything from you. The laws of nature are not, the cosmic powers don't expect anything from you. In fact, they are only used to giving, not taking. So there is only one way we can express our respect, which is given in the form of a prayer. A prayer is a recognition of all these forces and makes you a sensitive person. You are just seeing what the eyes see or hearing what ears hear. But through prayers, you are going beyond them. This kind of a life is not an ordinary life. It's a profound life. Not giving back to the deities in the form of remembrance makes you a thief. And Krishna says that all these people are ungrateful people and therefore they are staying.
No voice, Guruji.
No voice is gone?
No, it is okay, Guruji.
It's okay, okay. So Krishna says all these people are ungrateful people and therefore stenaha eva, they are only thieves. And that's why in our culture, every moment of our life is a moment of reverence. As I explained in the Viveka Chudamani class, those who are students there. Right from the morning when we wake up, we remember the Devatas, we remember the God. Every action that we do, we remember the God. Whenever we start any action, we start with a prayerful attitude. Even going to office and doing our duty is considered as sacred. I of course used to do it myself, but I've seen a lot of people, they will go to an office, they will have some photo of Devatas. First they will pray and then only start the business. Even shops rather, they will first light a lamp, do some agarbatti and all that, pray and then start the business. Everything is sacred for us. Even a car driver or a bus driver, before starting his car, he will do namaskar to Devatas, to Bhagawad. Let my day be a good day. Let me not get into any trouble, any accident, etc. Before you start a factory, you break a
Guruji, very low voice.
Sorry? Sorry? What did you say?
She says it is low for her, low voice. But
See,
for
the
me,
problem may be with your, the internet, because other people are able to hear, right?
yes.
So you can, whatever you are missing, you will get the recording and you can listen to the recording. Okay. So we do a Bhumi Puja when we start a building, right? Everything we start with a lot of reverence. So reverential life is karma yoga. Just got a couple of minutes. Let us read the next sloka and then I will explain it in the next class. Yajna shishtashinas santah muchyante sarva kilbishaihi bhunjate te tvagam papa ye pacantyatma karanat. The Anvaya is Yajna shishta ashinaha santah sarva kilbishaihi muchyante ye tu atma karanat pacanti te papaha agam bhunjate. This is the I think I will say give the word meaning also in a minute. Okay. Yajna shishta ashinaha, those who eat, having first offered the food to the Lord. There's another meaning also, those who eat what is left of the yajna, that is the prasada of the yajna. Both the ways we can interpret that. Santaha, those noble ones, sarva gilbishaihi, from all impurities, muchyante, are released. Ye tu, whereas those Atmakaranat, for the sake of themselves, Pachanti, cook, they, Papa has, sinners, Agham, Papam or sin, Bunjate, eat or partake. So those noble ones who eat, having first offered the food to the Lord, are released from impurities, whereas those sinful people who cook and for themselves and eat themselves only, they partake of papa or sin. This is the simple meaning of the sloka. We will see the details in the next class. Okay. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Guruji. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you, Guruji. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Guruji. Namaskaram.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Guruji. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Today Hariji is missing. So I will have to wait for somebody to, Anjali ji is there. So she is come as the opening batsman. Yes, Anjali ji. What happened? Anjali ji raised her hands, but she is not asking any question. Prema ji, your electricity problem is solved? Okay.
It's resolved, Guruji. We are
Okay.
home.
You're back home. Okay, good, good.
Yes. But I'll have to do my homework a little later.
Okay, do it, do it. Yes, Anjali ji, what happened? You are unable to unmute.
Namaste, Guruji. But I am unable to hear you. Something happened at my end, I think. I am not able to figure out.
Is
I'm
it?
not able to.
I suggest what you do, you log out and log in again.
Okay.
So
Fine.
that
Thank
might
you.
help. Okay. In the meantime, I will see whether I will wait for you to log in. If somebody else has got any question, they can raise meanwhile.
Guruji, this is Lata. Namaste.
Yes,
Thank you very much for the question. Just a little clarification on, you did explain in detail about the karma and karma yoga. Karma, when it is, are you able to hear me, Guruji?
Yeah.
Karma, when it is performed purely for our own benefit, personal benefit, is karma, but they are also prescribed by the Vedas. You gave the example of Putrakameshti Raga. And then Karma Yoga, you mentioned two things there. One is where you get your desired phala as well as Chitta Shuddhi. And another one, you said when it's performed, and another one where you get mainly Chitta Shuddhi. Did I understand it correct or did I?
No. See, karma as such, you can divide it into three different groups.
Three, okay.
One is just plain karma that you do
Yes.
for your own benefit, for your dharma, artha, kama, mostly artha and kama only, right? Dharma also may not come in that. You do it with no, you don't believe in God and you have got no, this thing. What is that? No religious this thing. So you just do the karma. That is the normal karma. Everybody does that. Okay. So that karma will give you whatever is there. It will give you a phalam for whatever you have done. That phalam may be acceptable to, not acceptable to you, and it may create all sorts of mental stress. Oh, I did so much and I got only so little, or something like that. Like Puja Swami ji used to say, every action, every karma can give you 4 types of results. More than what, first is what you expected, more than what you expected, less than what you expected, and opposite to what you expected. All 4 possibilities are there for every action, for every this thing that you do. So this is ordinary karma. The second part is karma yoga. Now karma yoga can be again understood in 2 different streams. Karma yoga essentially is what? Karma yoga essentially is doing the karma with a Ishwararpana bhava and a prasada bhava. General definition of karma yoga. So when you are doing that karma with the karma yoga attitude, there are 2 possibilities. What are they? One is that karma you are doing it for your artha kama, dharmartha kama fulfillment. So you are doing it for your personal material gain, even though the attitude with which you are doing is with karma yoga attitude, right? So that with that attitude, when you do karma yoga, you will get your whatever you are praying for as per your karmas and things like that and all, and how correctly you have performed that karma, etc. All that. Because one must remember one thing, that the Shastra Vihita karmas, which are there in the Shastram, when you perform those karmas, they have to be performed very accurately, correctly. You cannot commit any mistake in that. If you commit a mistake, then the ability for that karma to work in your favor gets diminished for you to give the desired result. And that's why people, say, oh, I did everything, but I didn't get the result. There must have been something which you did not follow correctly. It's very strict. The Shastra is very strict in that. It is just like you doctors do, You will prescribe the medicine, and then you will also prescribe the dosage. You will also prescribe what other things that the patient should follow for him to get all right, right? It is not just the patient takes the medicine regularly that he will become all right. If he doesn't follow all the other surrounding things, suppose you give a medicine and he's not supposed to eat some type of food. What he does is, on the one side, he takes the medicines and, let's take of the sugar patient. Doctor will give a medicine and he will tell him, avoid all sugar and sweet things. But he will say, no, I will take medicine that will take care of the sugar. He will go on eating rasagulla and laddu and all. What will happen? So he will get the result of the rasagulla and laddu, not the result of the sweet, of the medicine rather. This is one type of karma yoga where you will get your material benefits provided you do that karma strictly as per what the laws prescribe. Then there is another karma yoga, another aspect of this stream of karma yoga, where you are not doing it for any material benefit. Your prayer to Lord is, I am praying to you, I am going to do this puja, I am going to do this upasana, I am going to do this yajna. My attitude, oh Lord, is give me chitta shuddhi. I don't want anything else. Chitta shuddhi giving is nothing to do with your past karmas. Chitta shuddhi is like you have got accumulated impurities. You are now applying acid and soap and things like that to clean it. Right? So you are doing it using the same detergent, which is karma, but you are doing it for a totally different purpose. In that, mind you, even if there are some small mistakes, it doesn't matter. So this karma yoga, it's a very, very deep subject. Here Krishna, of course, deals with this in a very, simple way so that common people can understand, Arjuna can understand. But it's a very deep subject rather. So when you think more and more about it, of course, does not mean that you must deliberately commit a mistake. And that's why at the end of that karma, we will ask for, pardon, We will say, Kshamyatam, or, we'll offer a Kshama Prarthana at the end of the karma. That if there has been any mistake, shortcomings in terms of, because Veda mantras, when you are saying, it's very important. No, not only that, there are so many other mantras also. So many other mantra heenam, kriya heenam, bhakti heenam, janardhana, like that, whatever I have done, Chamaswa Parameshwara, all that, the mantras are there. So after this thing, so many mantras are given, so that if you have done anything, not as per the standard prescribed method, you ask for Kshama. That's fine. But then, if you have done it, that will impact on the effect, result that you are going to get. Because Shastras are very strict. They are like Supreme Court in this matter, right? You cannot say, okay, I will do it as a that is my capacity and all that. Shastra says, earn that capacity or learn that capacity, develop that capacity to do it properly, correctly. Then only you will get the result. So all these aspects are there. A lot of aspects of Karma Yoga. From a Vedantic point of view, we need not worry about the first aspect of Karma Yoga, second aspect of Karma Yoga. We should have only one aim in life. I want Chitta Shuddhi as much as possible, as early as possible. Because my aim is, after finishing this post-graduation, this undergraduation, I want to get into post-graduation, Jnana Yoga. And in Jnana Yoga also, I will first go through Upanishads and then the Bhagavad Gita. Finally, I want to do a PhD, which is studying Brahma Sutra. That is our goal in life, only goal in life. Everything else is secondary, incidental. So that should be a Vedantic, a sadhakas, a mumukshus, a jignasus approach towards all the Karma Yoga. So that is what we must focus on, not worry about other things and all. Material things come, fine, good, enjoy it. They don't come, don't get flustered about it, don't get frustrated about it. That's why Yadricha Labha Santushta, Krishna will say in Bhagavad Gita. Yadricha Labha Santushta, whatever you get, be contented, be happy with that. So that attitude we must develop. Okay.
Thank you very much for clarifying, Guruji.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What happened to Anjali ji? She logged out and she.
Yeah, no, now I am in.
Oh, you can hear
I am
now?
able to hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, my question was. My question was.
Roadmap for us.
There are two people.
Sorry. I said you have set the roadmap for us.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a roadmap, right?
Yeah. Guruji, my question was associated with the same question what Lataji has asked.
Okay.
You have explained, but I'm still little bit confused with the second one with Chitta Shuddhi is very much understood. But the one with personal benefit and Karma Yoga attitude, that I'm unable to understand. I feel is it not contradictory? How, because with Karma Yoga attitude means without Falasha. So how personal benefit we can achieve with the same?
I didn't get what the question without.
The question was the personal benefit with Karma Yoga attitude. This is the one you explained.
Yeah.
That I'm not getting. I'm not getting
you
that.
can, I'll tell you what. I'll explain a little bit. Karma you can do without Karma Yoga attitude. Correct?
Yeah.
That is, you are just taking that is totally driven by your ego.
Yes.
I am the lord of my own destiny. I do my karma. I get whatever I will. It's a result of my action. Correct?
Yeah.
Do you get that action or not? That result or not? All possibilities are there. That sometimes you may get the result what you want. Sometimes you will not get the result what you want. Okay.
Yeah.
It is just like a person working in an organization,
Mm.
right? I mean, I can tell you, but I don't want to go into my personal example and all that, or example of a banking sector where I have worked. But in one thing that I have observed in all organizations, that if you want to grow in the organization, if you want to get promotions and things like that and all that, one of the very important things is that not only you must do good work, but that good work should get noticed by the bosses who will be deciding your promotions, your bonuses, your increments, etc.
Yes, yes, yes.
Suppose you say, no, I am very sincere in my work. I keep on doing my work sitting in a corner of the office. Nobody notices you. You keep on doing your work. You get your salary. Everything is there. Then when the year end comes, when there is going to be a performance review, then you do a self-appraisal. I have done this. And the boss will ask his secretary, who is this person? I never met him. I have never seen him. I don't even know his face. Who is this person? He says he has done all these things. Then he will argue, boss will say, that was his job to do it. So why should we give him an increment? Whereas there is another person who pleases the boss. Whenever he does something which is good, he will go and tell the boss, sir, this has been done and I have been able to do it only because of your support team, your leadership qualities. That boss will say, oh, this guy is a good guy. I mean, he always acknowledges others' contribution, right? That fellow will get promotion. That fellow will get, increments and promotions. And that's what I was trying to tell you, in banking industry, fortunately for me, I have worked for about 30, 35 years, but I have always, my positions have been such that the work that I have done got noticed by my bosses very quickly and very effectively. And so I got a lot of promotions, a lot of increments, a lot of bonuses and all that. It is not that I was the only one who was doing it. There's so many others who also have done it. But I was lucky enough to be in a position where either directly working under the boss, or the work of mine was of such a nature that it will get noticed in the organization. Oh, such a thing has happened. Who has done it? So and so Ganapathy has done it. So that will get noticed in the organization right up to the top level. Therefore, when you are talking of karma, you may be doing the same karma without recognizing, oh, I am doing my karma, I am doing my duty. You will get your results according to your past karmas. But if you want some interference from an external power, because again, when I actually explained karma yoga, I don't remember, it was in Tattva Bodha class only, I took one separate class on karma yoga. Or I think it was on prayers, effect of prayers. I don't remember because so many classes are there. One student requested me to hold a separate class on prayers. So there I had explained what is one of the important aspects of prayers, because karmas are also of different kind. It is not that every karma, will produce exactly the same result. Depending upon the nature of the karma, the attitude with which the karma is done, result will be produced. That is what is karma phalam about. There are some karmas which the negative effect of that can be managed through prayers. And the example Swami Paramarthananda gives is, see, diseases are different types. One is you have got an ordinary headache. Headache is going to create a lot of uncomfortable feeling for you, correct? But you take an aspro or some paracetamol or something, it will be gone 2-3 hours, it will be gone. Headache has come for some reason. You did something or you didn't do something, headache has come. But you can manage that. It's a very simple, reversible, or at least minimum damage creating karma you have done. So you are able to take a medicine. Then there are some karmas which will give you lifelong, which will give you a result, which will disturb you lifelong, but they are still manageable, like, your sugar problem, diabetes and all that. Though those karmas are short, that with prayers and with doing all these reaching out activities, with lot of dharmic activities and all, you may not be able to completely remove the effect of that karma, but you may be able to mitigate its damaging properties. So if you are a diabetic patient, you take all these medicines and things like that and all. If it is little serious, get insulin and all. You can easily 70, 80 years in your life you can live. Of course, there are other things, as I said just now, a little before that, you must avoid sweet and things like that. Certain discipline like walking, exercising, all that you do. Even with diabetes, which is an incurable disease, you cannot get rid of diabetes, but you can manage diabetes. So there are certain karma phalas which are like diabetes kind of a thing. They will come, they will disturb you, but you may be able to manage it with prayers and things like that. And there are certain karmas which are deadly karmas. No prayashchittam for that, no prayer will help, nothing will happen. In fact, I now remember when I'm saying this, somebody asked this question, that Swami Omkarananda, why did he succumb to this, what is that, COVID? I hope you all know Swami Omkarananda. He was a disciple of Swami Paramathananda. Very brilliant Swamiji. Both, he was very well versed in Purva Mimamsa, that is in Karma Kanda as well as Vedanta. Brilliant means brilliant. He, he attained Samadhi because of COVID. Now somebody asked me that question. Now he is such a great person and all that. Why should COVID, he should lose his life in COVID? Because so many people prayed for him, one whole week of prayers, etc. Everybody prayed, but still he couldn't be saved. Now the question was actually, now I remember, that was the context in which I explained the entire effect of prayers. So there are some things, prarabdha karma is there, which is called prabala prarabdha. No prayer, nothing, no yajna can do anything to that. It will give you the phala and then vanish. You can't escape. So when you are talking about karma yoga with this attitude, Ishwara Arpana Buddhi and Ishwara Prasada Buddhi, some of the negative effects of your karma can get mitigated, provided they are eligible for such mitigation. And whatever you are praying for, that you may be able to get it as expected. Or even if you don't get it as expected, that deviation will not be much. This is the karma yoga done for dharmartha kama, with the idea of getting some material benefits. Correct? Have you understood what I have said?
Yeah, I'm getting. Yeah.
Now the other aspect is, you don't do it for dharmartha kama. You do all karmas with karma yoga attitude, but only for chitta shuddhi. There, the dharmartha kama will take care, because the second aspect is taken care. You have made a prayer, you have done karma yoga, whatever is there in your karma, past karma, that effect you will get, and those effects also will suitably get mitigated because you have done this karma with the karma yoga attitude. The bonus is, because you have not done it with the attitude of selfish, you have not done it with ahankara or aham karta, aham bhokta attitude, you are doing it only for chitta shuddhi. The bonus will be chitta shuddhi for that. Then when you are getting more and more chitta shuddhi, you will not bother whether you are getting any benefit out of that karma or not. As long as you realize, when you get chitta shuddhi, I can tell you one thing. It is very, very transparent to you. When your mind is getting rid of impurities, you will feel it yourself. Other people may feel it, may not feel it. But you can certainly experience that my mind is getting, I am not getting very angry. Earlier, what used to, irritate me, I'm no longer getting irritated. Earlier, my wife used to, if she doesn't make some particular dish on some occasion, I used to get, no, I will ask why you have not done it. It's your duty to do. I don't do any of these things. I just go and sit to the table. Whatever is given, I eat it. If my wife refused to cook, I will cook myself and eat it, not complain about it. One of the most important feature or aspect of a matured person is stop complaining. Stop complaining against people, against situations, against anything rather. No complaints. And when you actually get the Chitta Shuddhi, you will realize all these things are automatically happening. You have stopped worrying, getting irritated about all those things about which you were getting irritated maybe 6 months ago, 1 year ago. Today you are different. So this Karma Yoga for Chitta Shuddhi, you will know that it is working. So that is enough. You are not doing Karma Yoga for Chitta Shuddhi for anybody else, for your own purification of your mind. That's all. Yeah? Is that very clear now? Have I explained it?
Clear. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Raghu. Yes, Premaji, your hand is up.
Just 1 second, Guruji. This is about that when you're explaining the Karma Yoga and Chitta Shuddhi, you also mentioned about how to keep track is by doing FIR.
No, I didn't get that. Your voice was not clear.
No, like how do we know we are getting Chitta Shuddhi? You said we can keep track it by following what's called FIR.
Yeah. You can follow FIR, correct. Absolutely. You can always follow. Because even FIR is a previous stage to what I am talking.
Okay, right.
So FIR is the first stage where you will start observing, correct? Okay, I am still getting irritated. The recovery period is very quick. But I am talking about the stage where there is no irritation at all.
No, I thought while we keep following the FIR away,
you will reach this stage.
The frequency keeps coming down, the intensity keeps coming down, and the recovery time also starts coming.
But in that also, Lataji, there are 2 stages. One stage is outwardly you are not irritated, but your mind is bothered about it. The next stage is you are neither outwardly irritated nor you are bothering about it at all. That is that. So you can actually divide this into many stages rather. And you can observe yourself every stage. It itself, I enjoy it, a beautiful journey rather. And you take your sankalpa like that only. From tomorrow, I am not going to do this. Let me see how successful I am going to be. So you take one pratigya, that, okay, I will not do it from tomorrow. Try it out. And then after some time, you will find that it has become your second nature. You are not doing it. So
thank you. Sorry, I interrupted Premaji.
Oh, that's
sorry.
Yeah. That is how the whole thing, Karma Yoga, should be approached. And Chitta Shuddhi is what we should be bothered about. Yes, Premaji.
Guruji, first of all, I have not heard of FIR. So what is it? Second thing.
That means you have not heard Swami Paramahananda's talks.
No, I haven't. The second thing is you mentioned about talking about prayer with when Swami Omkarananda passed away. I would like to retrieve it. If you have a link or something, please remember me.
Yeah, I will have to search it because it was done about, I think, 2 years ago or something like that, if I remember.
I will look in Tattva Bodha.
I will also look. What has happened in YouTube is all the previous recordings in the playlists and all, they have vanished. They have done something and they have removed all that, but they are available in the YouTube. That you will have to, that's not available in my channel. From my channel, they have removed it. So you can go and search and get those links. But from my channel, only from last week, whatever I have uploaded is available. So the searching becomes a little difficult, but I will see
I'll
what
look.
is possible. I'll do that.
I'll look.
FIR is Swami Paramathananda, in terms of self-monitoring, the progress in this, emotional detachment or emotional independence. He prescribes this FIR model. In FIR, F stands for frequency, and I stands for intensity, and R stands for recovery period.
Oh.
So whenever you are emotionally disturbed, like you have a feeling of anger, whatever emotional disturbance is there, you observe these three things. Is it happening frequently? If it is happening frequently, that means you have got a lot more work to do. Even if it is happening frequently, but the intensity is not very much. It is a low intensity. It doesn't bother you much. So you have done good work, but still a little more to go. And the final test is how quickly you are able to recover from that emotional disturbance. If you say that you have, within 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you just, keep it aside. Okay, it doesn't matter. It has happened. Okay, I was shocked immediately, right? And I used to give the example. I gave the story also, I think, in the same talk. If I my recollection one by one is coming. There was this shipping magnate, who had got a lot of this thing. His ship was lost along with his wife and all his belongings. So his secretary came and told, sir, the ship is drowned in the high seas. First he said, what? Then he said, so what? Right? So similarly, he said, your entire, the ship was not insured. What? Then he immediately said, so what? Then he also said, your wife and children have also drowned in that shipwreck. He said, what? Then immediately he said, so what? So the entire Vedanta, Chitta Shuddhi, or whatever we say, progress being made, is the distance you have to measure between what and so what. If you have reached that so what stage, that means you have almost reached that sadhana chaturthaya sampatti gained. Qualified for.
Yes.
Okay.
And the third question was, Guruji, you mentioned the Manda, the Madhyama, and the Uttama Shishya.
Yeah.
For the Manda Shishya, he is not able to even figure out how to approach bhakti or understand Chitta Shuddhi. Where does it begin for him?
You have to begin first understanding.
Monday, Tuesday, and then Tuesday evening I'm home. My flight's at 7.
Who is that?
7.
Oh, that's there is my son is leaving on a trip, so
Oh,
he's
okay,
talking
okay.
to the taxi.
I thought that somebody else is
No, Guruji.
See, first of all, one thing let me tell you, anybody who is coming into Vedanta will come only with a certain degree of God's grace. Otherwise, even if somebody comes, they won't be able to stick. Number one. Second thing is, any person who wants to come into Vedanta and go through this entire spiritual path, first I have to find a guru. And in fact, Swami Chinmayananda says you don't need to find a guru. If the moment you are eligible, the cosmic powers will provide a guru to you. That's what Swami Chinmayananda says. So it happens. I mean, if finding a guru and getting a guru is almost a simultaneous process. And the guru comes and you accept him as a guru. So these two things are the starting point. You must, understand that very clearly. Now, a Manda Adhikari is one who has no clue about all these things. The moment he joins a guru, the guru will actually not even start teaching him. The guru will first test this guy, how strong his ego is. And that is why, in the Shastra it says, and there are stories, because when the opportunity comes, I will tell about the stories. The Guru will tell the Shishya to go and for 1 year do this work in the ashram. No teaching. After that, you come back to me. So he will see whether the Shishya is able to have that perseverance, have that attitude that I am doing this. I came here to learn Vedanta, and this Guru is asking me to clean the toilet for 1 year. Right? So that is the process some Gurus put through the Shishya if they have got a doubt that there is a starting problem with this Shishya. So he has not even become a Manda Adhikari. So the moment a little bit ego is, diluted, and the Guru feels he will accept him as a Shishya and as a Manda Adhikari who can be given the food only in liquid diet. Like a small child, you don't give solid diet to the child, you don't give all this avial and all that to the child, right? So the Guru will treat that Shishya, give him like Tattva Bodha. Then there is Sadhana Panchakam. So simple texts in Vedanta is there. He will feed that Shishya with those kind of a thing so that he will understand what eventually self-knowledge is all about. Because for us, it is one thing to talk about self-knowledge, knowledge of my real self and the truth, reality and all. Do we even have a knowledge of our physical self? We don't. For us, we only have a limited knowledge of this body. We have no understanding how our mind works. We have no understanding what are all the instruments inside, how digestion takes place, what happens and all that. No understanding of that. And then we say that we are reborn and all that. What do you mean by rebirth? No understanding of proper understanding of that. So when these things have to be taught to a student, that stage he is a Manda Adhikari. So Manda Adhikari means what? A junior student. Right? Then once you have understood all these things, then the student can be exposed to certain higher concepts. Some simple prakriyas which Vedanta uses in order to make the student understand about Atma, Brahman, Maya, creation, all these things. So from a Manda Adhikari, he becomes a Madhyama Adhikari when he is exposed. And I told you, Viveka Chudamani, well, Tattva Bodha is meant for a Manda Adhikari, Viveka Chudamani is meant for a Madhyama Adhikari. We will see that later, towards the later slokas and all that. There are certain prakriyas and all talked about, like Neti Prakriya and all that. I mean, when you are doing Atma, Anatma, Viveka is the methodology. You have to achieve Atma, Anatma, Viveka. How do you do that? So for that, certain prakriyas are there. So at the Manda Adhikari level, those prakriyas are explained. And at the Uttama Adhikari level, then all these things, by the time you reach Uttama Adhikari, then you are fit for Brahma Sutra. Then Brahma Sutra will be both, it will help you to sort of review your entire Shravanam and some Mananam that you would have done, and also further help you in Mananam, in understanding, getting totally doubtless conviction of that this is the correct knowledge. So when you reach the Brahma Sutra, try to understand Brahma Sutra, because I told you that Brahma Sutra is a Nyaya Prasthana. So till the Madhyama Adhikari, the student typically will believe what all the Guru says. Guru will be very careful not to confuse the student by taking him into all different possibilities which can be there in understanding some concept. Guru will not do, he will only focus on Advaita Vedanta only. In fact, the Guru will tell, Puja Swamiji used to tell us, as long as you are here, don't read any other books other than Advaita Vedanta books. Don't get into Visishta Advaita, Don't get into any other Veda philosophy and all. You will get totally confused. First, get one thing firm in your mind. Then, with that knowledge, you can question or you can study the others and see whether they are better than this or not. If you don't have a good knowledge of one thing at least, then all others will be useless. So when you reach the Brahma Sutra stage, Nyaya Prasthana, every aspect which is covered in all these Upanishads, in Bhagavad Gita, everything, from a philosophical point of view, they are analyzed threadbare, and also the views of other darshanas are, they are dealt with, and then finally you come to a conclusion, this Advaita is what the Upanishads correctly say. That is the Uttama Adhikari level. Okay, so this is a process. It could take years for somebody to go. Whereas, you must understand, suppose you have been a Manda Adhikari and a Madhyama Adhikari in the previous birth. This time you get a Guru. You are straight away, maybe you have become a Uttama Adhikari immediately. You understand everything. You straight away get into Brahma Sutra. In fact, you don't even need to read Brahma Sutra. You know logically also what Vedas are saying, what Upanishads are saying are correct. At least they are not illogical. So this is how the progress takes place between, Manda Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, Uttama Adhikari. We will see more of it in Viveka Chudamani class, because in tomorrow's class, I think I will start with Adhikaritva, next topic. So there we will see all these things in more detail. Okay. Okay. Hariyo. Thank you. That's all. Okay, let's close today and see you all next Saturday. Hariyo. Thank you.
Dhanyawada Guru.
Dhanyawada.
Thank you, Guruji. Hari Om. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you. Thank you.